Ladies and gents, did you play FM22 with a certain tactic that you absolutely loved, and now that it's FM23 is out and you're playing that, you just don't know how to recreate it? Well, I got some news for you. If you have not noticed, you can take a tactic from FM22, at least the tactics I've tried so far, you can take that tactic from FM22, throw it into FM23, and it should work. Now, I cannot guarantee that it's going to work the same way for you in FM23 that it did in FM22, but one of the tactic tests I wanted to do, because of I just found that out a little while ago, I wanted to take that Holy Ghost Fire tactic that I played in FM22, try it out in FM23, and see how it does. Let's take a look. As you can see, it has worked very well. Man City somehow cannot get into first place, though, for me in any of these tactic talks that I've done lately. But Liverpool are just far too dominant. But here you go. Man City missing out by 2 points on the league title. 29 won, 4 drawn, and 5 losses with 91 points. Bournemouth, however, scheduled to be dead last in the league at the start of the season. 17 wins, 10 draws, 11 losses, 61 points. Leeds scheduled to be 10th, come in 7th. Unfortunately, miss out on any of the Champions League spots and Europa spots and all of that. 15 wins, 11 draws, and 12 losses with 56 points. Tied for 8th with Aston Villa. Not too bad if you ask me. It looks like this Holy Ghost Fire tactic is working like a charm in FM23, just like it did in FM22. So for a refresher course, the Holy Ghost Fire tactic is a 4-3-3 tactic. Tiki-taka custom. Mentality is positive. Sweeper keeper all the way in the back. A wing back attack on the left. A wing back and support on the right. 2 defensive playing ball playing defenders centrally. A DM on support. A box-to-box midfielder on support. A central midfielder on attack. An inverted winger on the left in attack. A winger on attack on the right, and an advanced forward in attack central. And there you go. In possession-wise, fairly wide, nothing different out here. Much shorter passing directness, much higher tempo all the way up. Low crosses, work the ball into the box. In transition, we have a counter press, counter just like we usually see, distribute only to the center backs, and then out of possession to finish it out. High press line of engagement, a standard defensive line, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and trigger press much more often, as we always see. So that is the tactic. Schedule-wise, we are going to start from the dead bottom. So starting out the league with Bournemouth, Man United 4-0 Premier League win. Absolutely great start to the season. However, then just a couple of wins here and there. With a Watford 3-1 in the EFL Cup second round, Wolves 4-1 away from home in the Premier League, until you get to this 3-2 Tottenham win. So they have some nice wins under their belt, but they do have the C from, August 20th against Everton all the way down to this Brighton game. But still, more yellows than reds. Definitely better to get the point than no points at all. So as you can see, Leeds United 2-2 draw away from home. Man City 5-0 away from home loss. Going down into the second half of the season, Leeds United 1-1 draw at home. Man City 2-5 loss FA Cup quarterfinals. And then Man City at home, they actually do get the win 1-0. So not too bad overall. Now, if we move on to Leeds in their schedule, go up all the way to the top. Come on, there you go. Not too bad. Starting out against Southampton, a 1-1 draw away from home. Bournemouth 2-2 draw, there you go. Nottingham Forest is their first win of the season, 2-1 at home. And then 1 loss against Arsenal, but then a nice sea of green and yellow all the way through October 22nd against Wolves. And then just a smattering here and there, basically scattered red, scattered green. They beat Liverpool 3-0 in the EFL Cup third round, so very nicely done there. And then finishing out the season, Man City FA Cup. Wow, they are in the FA Cup final against Man City, so we're going to have to sim that game and see how that does in a minute. But as you can see, wow, they actually are playing really close together. Bournemouth there, that 2-2 draw. Man City 0-3 at home. Man City 2-3 away from home, and then Bournemouth 1-1 draw. They did not beat anyone in the other two teams. So that's interesting. Now let's go to Man City, as we've seen with the others. Schedule-wise, scroll up to the top, and just an absolute sea of green. Their only losses against Leicester, Benfica in the Champions League, Group H. Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. West Ham, Inter in the Champions League. Premier League, Brighton. And then Liverpool, they do lose out 3-6. Ouch. In the Champions League quarterfinals, losing away on aggregate. And there you go. We do have this FA Cup FA Cup final, apologies, against Leeds that we got to go against. But Bournemouth finishing out the season 0-1, away from home loss. So, but overall, still, it's Man City. They're going to be cruising. But let me get to that FA Cup final, and we'll take a look at the competitions. Okay, so it is now the 5th of June. I should just sim all the way through June, half of June at least. How did they do, though? Competitions-wise, Man City, drum roll please, they won the FA Cup against Leeds United 4-1, so an absolute thrashing there. But they do come away, after being knocked out in the quarters by Liverpool, they do come away with a trophy here in the FA Cup, a trophy in the Carabao Cup against Newcastle 4-1. 4-1's a popular score here. And then FA Cup Community Shield, winners against Liverpool, 2-2 with penalties. So 3 trophies this time around. Only 2 points though. If you were to take control, I'm sure you could probably do a little bit better than this. So Man City, 2nd place, could probably pick up your own 4th trophy there. And then knocked out in the quarters by Liverpool. What can you do with that one? But overall, 3 trophies is not a bad season for Man City. Stats-wise, let's take a look at this Premier League. Haaland with 38 goals and Monster Hall as usual. Solanke with 23. Solanke, for some reason, with a lot of these tactics for where Bournemouth's doing well, he's the reason it seems to be. He's getting a lot of goals here and there, so not too shabby for Solanke. Nobody in Leeds. Haaland with 776. De Bruyne with 752. De Bruyne with 12 assists. It's kind of rare to see him in these league leaders for some of these tactic talks. Yellow cards, Smith, Lerma, and Fredericks, all of Bournemouth, 16, 16, and 15 yellow cards. Crazy. Shutouts, though, 16 for Ederson in Man City. Haaland with 12 Player of the Match awards. Not too bad whatsoever. If we look at the teams overall, 114 goals. Not the best I've seen, but definitely not the worst. Liverpool with 95. Bournemouth and Leeds in 5th and 6th with 75 and 65 apiece. Most points per game, come on, there we go. Man City with 2.39, Bournemouth with 161, and Leeds with 147. It's, you know, a tactic's doing well when the 3 of them are in these top 8 leaderboards. But most shots for, you can see all 3 again. 9-10 for Man City. Damn. Bournemouth with 6-31, Leeds with 594. Most shots against, Man City with, 330, Bournemouth 467. Most possession, Man City. Most dribbles, all 3 teams, 1,003 dribbles for Man City, 989 for Bournemouth, 954 for Leeds. Newcastle in 4th with 871, so that's quite a drop. But fewest conceded, Man City, there you go. Most shutouts, Man City, most tackles won, Leeds 872, Bournemouth 870. You would expect them to be in the top because the tactic has done well, we know that. They're in the top half of the league. But they still have to be quite a bit more defensive since we've got no incomings and no outgoings. So 872 and 870 for Leeds and Bournemouth, not too bad. Best pass completion, Man City. So overall, stats-wise, I mean, these 3 teams have done a very good job. Chances created, you got Man City in first, 245. Bournemouth with 157, 135 for Leeds. So as you can see, the Holy Ghost Fire tactic has worked very well in FM23, just like it did in FM22. So yeah, download it, put it into your FM23 save, and let us know how it goes for you. But that is going to be it for me, Sefin FM, for the Football Manager blog channel. Thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.